Chapter 108. With the addition of dozens of Class 3 demonic beasts, the situation on the battlefield suddenly changed and the number of casualties increased rapidly. At this time, the help talisman was not very useful. The outer sect elders and inner sect deacons who were at the Earth realm had basically all gone up to deal with the Class 3 demonic beasts. There were only a few outer sect elders left. If too many people crushed the talisman at once, even the outer sect elders would not be able to deal with it. What's that? Zhao Mingyue pointed at a group of green or blue humanoid creatures amidst the demonic beast horde. Demons. Chen Fanghua's expression changed. Be it a level 1 fiendish demon or a level 2 fiendish demon, they were all extremely terrifying. After all, demonic beasts were just beasts with low intelligence. As for the demons, their intelligence was not inferior to that of humans. It was fine if that was all. Unfortunately, demons were 10 times stronger than demonic beasts. A level 1 fiendish demon was strong enough to sweep away any level 1 demonic beast. Its strength was even stronger than a low-level level 2 demonic beast. As for the tier 2 demons, they were even more terrifying. They were strong enough to rival the tier 3 low-rank demon beasts. The combination of wisdom and strength made fiendish demons a taboo that would cause warriors to pale at the mere mention of it. Is this a demon? It can actually devour flesh and blood essence to heal its injuries. Li Fuchen saw that after a Class 1 demon was injured, it actually grabbed the martial artist's corpse on the ground and started to tear it apart. In just a short moment, the injuries on its body were completely healed. You can also use weapons. Zhao Mingyue was shocked. The weapons of these magical beasts were all heavy weapons. They were either hammers, axes, or maces. Although they were very crude and not as exquisite and sharp as the weapons of martial artists, they had the advantage of being heavy and powerful. The demons are coming. Be careful. Chen Fanghua did not dare to be careless against fiendish demons, even if they were level 1 fiendish demons. Jie. A group of demons let out cruel laughter and charged at Li Fuchen and the others. Myriad Blossom Sword Art. Chen Fanghua took a deep breath and activated the Myriad Blossom Sword technique. Countless faint red sword gleams enveloped the demon. Pu. At least half of the level 1 fiendish demons died under Chen Fanghua's sword. The remaining dozen or so fiendish demons blocked the sword with their shields. Luckily, there aren't many fiendish demons. Otherwise, the outcome of this battle would be uncertain. Li Fuchen's mouth twitched. Close combat. Over a dozen demons were mixed among the demonic beasts and surrounded Li Fuchen's group. During the battle, a demon emerged from the monster beasts and cleaved at Li Fuchen with an axe. The surface of the axe was the size of a millstone and the weight was estimated to be no less than 1,000 kilograms. When the axe cleaved down, the force was incomparably huge. Li Fuchen's sword actually wasn't able to shake off the opponent's axe, but only caused the opponent's body to lean back and mix into the demonic beasts. Li Fuchen was speechless. In a one-on-one fight, he could instantly kill a Class 1 demon. His opponent's attacks didn't have any technique. But in a chaotic battle, the demons were too cunning. They would always wait for an opportunity to attack, and would never fight alone. Obviously, Chen Fanghua and Zhao Mingyue had noticed this as well. Myriad Blossom Sword Art. Chen Fanghua repeatedly executed the Myriad Blossom Sword Art, killing one group of demonic beasts after another. Several level 1 fiendish demons couldn't raise their shields in time and were also killed by Chen Fenghua's sword. However, in this way, the consumption of true qi would also increase by several times. Even with Chen Fenghua's cultivation, she had no choice but to consume a yellow-class high-tier qi replenishing pill. Had it not been for Chen Fanghua and Li Fuchen, she would have died a few times over. Dripping water pierces stone. With a sword light, Li Fuchen pierced the throat of a Class 1 demon. At the same time, he swung his left palm and killed a Class 2 mid-tier demonic beast with a blazing palm force. Li Fuchen and the other two could still hold on. But on the other side, Liao Hailong's group was in a perilous situation. Bang bang. 2 inner sect disciples couldn't take it anymore and crushed their help talismans. Soon enough, an outer sect elder rescued the 2 inner sect disciples, one in each hand. Bang bang. Another 2 inner sect disciples crushed their help talismans. As such, Liao Hailong's group was left with 5. Damn it, these demons are too cunning. Liao Hailong's face turned black. He was a 6th-level origin realm prodigy, but he was actually in such dire straits by a group of Class 1 demons. Had it been a group of Class 2 low-tier demonic beasts, he wouldn't be in such a sorry state. Liao Shixiang, Wu Shimi, Li Fuchen is over there. Chen Fanghua Shiji and Zhao Mingyue Shimi are there too. Why don't we group up with them? Gao Changtian suggested. Alright. Liao Shixiang, what do you think? Wu Qingmei looked at Liao Hailong. Liao Hailong wouldn't admit that he needed help and nodded. They are weak in numbers. We can help them out too. The 2 groups weren't too far apart. After some effort, they finally met up. I was wondering why you dared to come to Shoshue town. So you have Qin Shiji's protection. Liao Hailong sneered at Li Fuchen. Li Fuchen sneered. So what if Qin Shiji is protecting me? Unlike you who can't even protect your own team members. Liao Hailong was enraged, his eyes were spitting fire. Alright, the most important thing now is to defend against the beast wave. You guys don't want to crush the help talisman, right? Qin Fanghua glared at Liao Hailong. Even though the help talisman could save one's life, but after being rescued, the spoils of war would have nothing to do with them. Only those who persevered would have the right to reap the spoils of war. There were more than 100,000 demonic beasts on the battlefield. Even if only 1 out of 100 demonic beasts had a demon core, it would still be enough for everyone to make a small fortune. Of course, the prerequisite was to win this war. With a cold glare at Li Fuchen, Liao Hailong didn't say anything else. With the 8 of them together, their combat strength increased. Even if they were surrounded by more demonic beasts and demons, the 8 of them still felt a lot more relaxed. As the battle got more intense, the 8 of them brought out their true abilities. Especially Li Fuchen with the 13th rank Scarlet Mystic Flame technique revolving, Wu Qingmei and Gao Changtian could feel the unbearable heat from a distance away and couldn't help but feel shocked. Seems like Li Fuchen's ability improved even faster after entering the origin realm. Wu Qingmei's eyes rolled. Even though she, Wu Qingmei, liked to befriend strong prodigies, but she wasn't a casual person. Be it Shang Guanhong, Yuan Tian, or Liao Hailong, she only had an ambiguous relationship with them and didn't have any substantial development. After all, she herself was a 4-star bone frame and wasn't willing to give up on herself. Vaguely, she felt that Li Fuchen wasn't just a normal bone frame and was worth befriending. Li Fuchen, let's change positions. There's a Class 1 demon here that is too cunning. Wu Qingmei suddenly said. Sure. Li Fuchen didn't suspect anything and swapped positions with her. Executing the dripping sword style, Li Fuchen used a single blade to slay the cunning Class 1 demon. Li Fuchen, you sure hid your abilities well. From what I see, Yuan Tian is only SOSO. Wu Qingmei's pure and charming face had a trace of a smile. At the side, Gao Changtian's expression dimmed. Be it compared to Yuan Tian or Li Fuchen, he felt inferior. Just a mere 4th-level origin realm martial artist, how good can he be? Liao Hailong saw Wu Qingmei and Li Fuchen getting intimate and his expression turned gloomy. Revolving the Jade Shadow Mystic technique, he purposely bumped into Li Fuchen, almost sending him into the demonic beast horde. Li Fuchen took the opportunity to bump into Liao Hailong as well. Liao Shixiang is so strong, maybe you can fight alone. Li Fuchen, you are courting death. Forcefully enduring the sneak attack of a demon, Liao Hailong was burning with anger and wanted to kill Li Fuchen. Liao Hailong, if you speak any more nonsense, get lost. Chen Fanghua spoke coldly. Good, very good. Li Fuchen, you took advantage of Qin Shiji's protection and dared to disrespect me. After the beast wave is over, I will settle the score with you. Liao Hailong forcefully suppressed his anger and cleaved a Class 1 demon to death. Chapter 109. The battle lasted until late into the night. Towards the end, the intense stench of blood dyed the stars in the sky red. Due to the darkness, no one knew how many more demonic beasts were rushing towards them. They only knew that after killing one batch of demonic beasts, another batch would come. Damn it, I have already consumed 5 yellow-class, high-tier chi replenishing pills. Mine is the 6th. A single yellow-class, high-tier chi replenishing pill is worth at least 3,000 gold coins. If we can't recoup the cost after the battle, it would be a huge loss. You are still thinking about the battle? Get through the beast wave first. Some of the inner sect disciples were regretting. If they knew the beast wave was so dangerous, they wouldn't have come. Just as everyone was slaughtering, a beast's roar could be heard from afar. The beast's roar was like thunder from the 9 heavens, causing the ground to tremble. Immediately after, a violent gale blew over, sending sand and pebbles flying. Be it martial artists or demonic beasts, they all felt their blood flow stagnating and their movements becoming stiff. Before the previous wave subsided, another wave arose. After the loud beast roar, a deep howl of a wolf could be heard. This wolf howl wasn't as loud as the beasts, but it had a penetrating power. Those with weaker cultivations could only feel their heart palpitating and their vision blurring. At the same time, an equally violent whirlwind engulfed them, causing them to have difficulty breathing. Such a fearsome chi presence. Li Fuchen and the others had a change in expression. A chi presence causing a violent gale wasn't something a Class 3 demonic beast could do. Only a Class 4 demonic beast could do it. And a Class 4 demonic beast was comparable to a heaven realm martial artist. Through the darkness of the night, everyone seemed to see 2 huge black shadows enveloping the starry sky. That wasn't a real entity, but an illusion caused by the aura. Under such a terrifying aura, anyone below the Heavenly Dipper realm wouldn't have any fighting spirit at all. Their fighting spirit would directly collapse. My God, it's a Class 4 demonic beast. We are finished. A Class 4 demonic beast is enough to massacre an entire city. Why would a Class 4 demonic beast appear in a small-scale beast wave? I thought only a large-scale beast wave would have Class 4 demonic beasts? Guangzhou City has a small-scale beast wave once a year, a large-scale beast wave once a decade, and a super-large-scale beast wave once a century. Could it be that this isn't a small-scale beast wave, but a large-scale beast wave? Impossible. It's impossible for there to be only 2 Class 4 demonic beasts in a large-scale beast tide. There should be at least dozens of them. That's right. There are examples of Class 4 demonic beasts appearing in a small-scale beast tide. It's just that we were unlucky and happened to bump into one. Everyone's fighting spirit weakened. How could they fight against 2 Class 4 demonic beasts? Even if everyone joined forces, it would still not be enough. I wonder if there are any Heavenly Dipper realm martial artists guarding Xianxia town. If there aren't any, we need to retreat from the battlefield now. Chen Fanghua laughed bitterly. Liao Hailong's eyes flickered. He already had the intention to retreat. Zhao Mingyue hesitated. There should be. They were just puny origin realm martial artists and were here to assist. If they were to encounter a Class 4 demonic beast, they would be fools if they didn't flee. Just 2 level 4 demonic beasts and they dare to be so arrogant. Just as Zhao Mingyue finished speaking, a cold snort came from Xianxia town. The next moment, a dazzling red light burst out, as if a red sun was rising. The red sun rose to a height of a few tens of meters and suddenly turned into a red pillar of light, shooting towards the direction of the beast roars. Everywhere it passed through, the air seemed to boil. The terrifying temperature caused all the flammable items on the battlefield to be incinerated and turned into ashes. True Inferno technique. Li Fuchen recognized the technique that his opponent executed with a single glance. In the Zhonglan sect, there were 2 absolute arts. One was the true Zhonglan technique, a soft technique. The other was the true Inferno technique, a yang technique. It was said that these 2 absolute arts were mystic class, peak-tier techniques and had a total of 21 ranks. Li Fuchen's 13th rank Scarlet Mystic Flame technique was only at the 11th rank when compared to the true Inferno technique. It was at least 10 ranks away from the highest 21st rank. It's Uncle Wuji. Zhao Mingyue blurted out. The Zhonglan sect didn't have a lot of Heaven Realm martial artists, but it wasn't a small number either. There were quite a number who cultivated the true Inferno technique. If it was someone who wasn't familiar with the red light, they wouldn't be able to recognize who it was. But Zhao Mingyue could. "Are you Elder Zhao Wuji?" Qin Fanghua asked. Zhao Mingyue nodded, yes. Her grandfather was the inner sect Grand Elder and Zhao Wuji was her grandfather's godson. His ability was ranked at the top of the inner sect elders. With Elder Zhao here, these two Class 4 demonic beasts aren't even worth mentioning. Qin Fanghua let out a breath of relief. Zhao Wuji was at the 7th level of the Heaven Realm and had a record of killing Class 4 high-tier demonic beasts. If these two Class 4 demonic beasts weren't Class 4 high-tier demonic beasts, he would definitely lose. Even if they were Class 4 high-tier demonic beasts, they wouldn't be able to deal with Zhao Wuji. The red light beam pierced through the middle of the 4 strongest Class 3 high-tier demonic beasts. In an instant, the 4 demonic beasts turned into fireballs and perished. As for the remaining Class 3 demonic beasts and Class 2 demons, Zhao Wuji didn't bother to deal with them and left them to the outer sect elders and inner sect deacons. "Thank you, Elder Zhao." One of the outer sect elders bowed respectfully with a cupped fist. Zhao Wuji didn't reply and increased his speed towards the 2 Class 4 demonic beasts. In the thick night sky, a pillar of fire burst into the sky. The intense light illuminated the pitch-black battlefield as though it was daytime. Everyone looked over and saw an imposing figure standing in the middle of the pillar of fire, just like a demon god. Is this a Heaven Realm martial artist? Li Fuchen took a deep breath. To be able to fly with qi, stand in the air, and contest with Class 4 demonic beasts. No matter which one it was enough to make one's heart flutter and look forward to it. Zhao Wuji didn't want to implicate the rest of the crowd and intentionally lured the 2 Class 4 demonic beasts away. The sounds of the battle gradually faded away, with the occasional clashing of thunder. Kill! Without the interference of the Class 4 demonic beasts, everyone's battle intent was restored and they fought with all their might. And they worked even harder than before. The appearance of a Heaven Realm martial artist brought them confidence and hope, as though a ray of light pierced through the dawn. Unknowingly, Li Fuchen noticed that the demonic beasts were gradually decreasing. Previously, there would be 2 or 3 demonic beasts attacking him at the same time. Now, there were only 1 or 2 demonic beasts attacking him. The demonic beasts are decreasing. The beast wave is ending. Many of them realized this and laughed hysterically. The corpses of the demonic beasts on the battlefield were at least a few 100,000. A few 100,000 corpses would produce a few thousand demon cores. If one was lucky enough to obtain a few Class 2 demon cores, it would be enough to make a small fortune. After all, a Class 2 low-tier demon core was worth at least 10,000 gold coins. A Class 2 mid-tier demon core was worth at least 20,000 gold coins. A Class 2 high-tier demon core was worth at least 40,000 gold coins. A mutated demon core was worth 5 times more than a demon core of the same class. Other than that, the materials from the demonic beasts were also of considerable value. The demonic beast hide could be used to make leather armor, the claws and teeth could be used to make accessories or weapons. Some of the materials from the body of some special demonic beasts could even be used to refine pills. Chapter 110. At the break of dawn, Zhao Wuji rushed back with a face full of smiles. No matter what, he didn't expect that of the 2 Class 4 demonic beasts, the Class 4 low-tier one would have a demon core. A Class 4 low-tier demon core was worth around 15 million gold coins. This was definitely a windfall. Zhao Wuji had accumulated for so many years and his total net worth was only a few million gold coins. Of course, this was mainly due to his high expenditure. I wonder when will I be able to get my hands on a Class 4 demon core? On the way back, Zhao Wuji thought to himself. But soon enough, he dispelled this extravagant hope. This was definitely luck. On average, out of 100 Class 4 demonic beasts, there might not even be one with a demon core. This time, he was just lucky. Due to his good mood, Zhao Wuji helped the crowd to clean up some demonic beasts on the way back. With his ability, he didn't even need to make a move against low-tier demonic beasts. He could just use his qi to kill a large number of demonic beasts. With Zhao Wuji's help, the beast wave ended even faster. When the first ray of sunlight shone on the ground, the battle was finally over. It is everyone's credit that we were able to defend against the beast wave. Now, the spoils of the battlefield are all yours. But let me say this first. When fighting for the spoils of war, no killing is allowed and no crippling is allowed. Those who violate this rule will have to bear the consequences. Standing on top of the tall walls of Shoshua town, Zhao Wuji raised his voice. "Thank you, my lord." Everyone shouted in unison and began to fight for the spoils of war. On top of the walls, the Earth Realm martial artists didn't go down to fight for the spoils of war. The corpses of the Class 3 demonic beasts were already cut open by them. If there was a demon core, they would have already taken it. As for the Class 2 demon core, they didn't even bother about it. "Elder Zhao, you seem to be in a good mood." An outer sect elder who knew Zhao Wuji smiled. Zhao Wuji's serious face was filled with pride. "I was lucky to get a Class 4 low-tier demon core." "What? Class 4 low-tier demon core?" The outer sect elder was dumbfounded. The outer sect elders and inner sect deacons who heard this news were also dumbfounded. Seeing this, Zhao Wuji was even more proud. "Congratulations, Elder Zhao. Elder Zhao, you have to treat us." "Yes, Elder Zhao's luck is monstrous. You should treat us." Hearing this, Zhao Wuji laughed. "Of course I will treat, and I won't be stingy. Once we return to the sect, I will treat all of you." The outside world basically didn't have any precious delicacies, unlike the Azure Water sect which had precious ingredients like treasure fish. Li Fuchen and the others also joined the looting camp immediately. Basically, if they saw a complete demonic beast corpse, they would split it open and search carefully. Of course, they didn't care about the level 1 demonic beast's corpse. Their target was the level 2 demonic beast's corpse. Mid-rank 2 demon core. An Origin Realm martial artist found a Class 2 mid-tier demonic core and laughed heartily. Seeing that someone had already gained something, everyone worked even harder. With a strong consciousness, Li Fuchen does not need to be like others, a sword to split the monster beast corpse, and then slowly search. He pressed his palm on the surface of the demon beast's corpse, and his consciousness entered it along with his true qi. In just 1 or 2 breaths, he would know whether the demon beast had a demon core or not. Because of this, his efficiency was naturally much higher. In less than half an hour, he had found 3 level 2 demon cores. One of them was a level 2 mid-tier demon core. This looks like a Class 2 high-tier mutated demonic beast, Golden Fur Bear. Underneath a pile of corpses, Li Fuchen suddenly found a demonic beast with golden fur. Shaking off the other corpses, Li Fuchen's eyes lit up. This golden fur bear's corpse was complete. Who killed it? Why didn't they split it open to search for the demon core? Li Fuchen didn't understand. That's right, it must have been killed by Elder Zhao Wuji. But Elder Zhao Wuji was too strong. With just a burst of true qi, a large number of demonic beasts were killed. No one else noticed. Not bothering to check with his true qi, Li Fuchen cleaved at the golden fur bear. The dead golden fur bear's corpse didn't have a tough defense and was easily split open by Li Fuchen. His true qi entered the corpse along with his true qi, causing Li Fuchen's heart to race. At the abdomen of the golden fur bear, he found a pale gold demon core that was so beautiful. Executing the red jade palm, Li Fuchen extracted the pale gold demon core. This one demon core is worth 200,000 gold coins. Li Fuchen let out a smile. A Class 2 high-tier demon core was worth about 40,000 gold coins. A Class 2 high-tier mutated demon core was 5 times that, which was worth about 200,000 gold coins. This was undoubtedly a windfall. Heavens, a Class 2 high-tier mutated demon core. What great luck! Near Li Fuchen, a Zhonglan inner sect disciple exclaimed. Li Fuchen frowned. He understood the logic of not flaunting one's wealth, but he still got exposed. Not far away, Liao Hailong looked over. Seeing Li Fuchen keeping the pale gold demon core, his eyes couldn't help but have a flash of delight. Li Fuchen, I shall give you a chance to apologize. Hand over that demon core. Liao Hailong quickly walked over and said. Li Fuchen replied, based on what? Based on what? You don't have the qualifications to obtain this golden fur bear's demon core. Liao Hailong didn't like Li Fuchen at all. Under normal circumstances, Li Fuchen wouldn't be able to deal with the golden fur bear. But now, Liao Hailong took advantage of this opportunity. Then what qualifications do you have? Li Fuchen countered with a question. Liao Hailong spoke in a gloomy tone. Li Fuchen, I don't know who gave you the guts to provoke me. This is a foolish action. I advise you not to anger me, if not, I will beat you into a dead dog and step on you. You will never be able to rise again. Then I would like to see if you are the dead dog, or if I am the dead dog. Li Fuchen's eyes flashed with a cold light. Even though he didn't have the confidence to defeat Liao Hailong, but he was confident that he wouldn't lose. Look, Li Fuchen and Liao Xixiang are going against each other. This Li Fuchen is too arrogant. It is fine if he is arrogant in the outer sect, but he is also arrogant in the inner sect. Liao Xixiang is 2 levels higher than him. A dog-like thing dares to provoke Liao Xixiang. He is simply looking for death. The 2 inner sect disciples that followed Liao Hailong sneered. Not good, Li Fuchen is going to suffer. Gao Changtian, Wu Qingmei, and the others saw Li Fuchen and Liao Hailong. Gao Changtian was a little anxious as he had a good impression of Li Fuchen. Gao Xixiang, don't say anything. Otherwise, Liao Xixiang might vent his anger on you. Let me go persuade him. Wu Qingmei thought for a moment and decided to persuade Liao Hailong and Li Fuchen to admit his mistake. It was better than being humiliated on the spot. Good, very good. A dog-like thing dares to talk back to me. I shall pluck out your dog teeth and break your dog legs. Let's see if you still have the qualifications to provoke me. Liao Hailong was enraged. 6th level of the Origin Realm burst out. 11th rank Jade Shadow Mystic Technique burst out. Full force of his body. Liao Hailong furiously cleaved with his blade. It was like a violent storm, lightning and thunder. Chapter 111. Liao Hailong, others might be afraid of you, but it doesn't mean I, Li Fuchen, am afraid of you. Let's see who will be the dead dog today. Li Fuchen's body shook. 4th level of the Origin Realm burst out. 13th rank Scarlet Flame Mystic Technique burst out. 15,000 kilograms of physical strength was unleashed. Leaping forward, the black iron sword in his hand followed a unique path. In a split second, a stream of light burst out and the speed of the sword increased to the limit. Mystic Class, Low-Tier Sword Art, Meteor Sword Style. 2 black iron swords, one like lightning and the other like a meteor, clashed together. Clang. The horrifying sound of metal clashing was so loud that it hurt the ears of those nearby. The weeds on the ground were all pulverized, even the fine soil was pulverized. Between the 2 of them, green and red lights intertwined. Sparks shot out a few meters and ignited the grass. A huge force was felt. Liao Hailong and Li Fuchen each took 7 to 8 steps back. Li Fuchen blocked Liao Xixiang's full-powered blade. Wu Qingmei, who was walking over, was in a daze, unable to believe her eyes. Liao Hailong was an inner sect prodigy. His cultivation level was 2 levels higher than Li Fuchen. Li Fuchen was able to defeat Yuan Tian because they were of similar cultivation levels. If Li Fuchen was only at the 7th level of the Qi realm back then, he wouldn't have been able to defeat Yuan Tian. Hiss! Gao Changtian took a deep cold breath. Interesting, this Li Shidi is much stronger than I imagined. Chen Fanghua observed the situation. He can go against Liao Hailong Xixiang? Zhao Mingyue was flabbergasted, but soon after, her eyes lit up. It must be because Liao Xixiang didn't use his full strength. How could he block a single blade from Liao Xixiang? The 2 inner sect disciples who mocked and ridiculed Li Fuchen earlier were dumbfounded. Son of AB** to die. Liao Hailong consecutively slashed at Li Fuchen for a dozen times. Clang 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 clang. Li Fuchen's meteor sword style was much stronger than his opponent's. Not only did it block Liao Hailong's wind and thunder sword style, it even slightly suppressed Liao Hailong. Liao Hailong's face turned pale. Li Fuchen, you son of a bitch. You are just a 4th level Origin Realm martial artist. How can you block my wind and thunder sword style? Are you cheating? I wonder if you still have the mouth to curse later. Every time Liao Hailong called him a bastard, Li Fuchen was infuriated. He decided that even if he didn't have a chance, he would create an opportunity to defeat Liao Hailong and give him a few tight slaps. 10 moves. 50 moves. 100 moves. Soon, 100 moves had passed. Neither side could do anything to the other. But with Chen Fanghua's eyesight, she could faintly see that Li Fuchen had a slight advantage. The combination of wind and thunder. Liao Hailong's Tempest Sword art had become even more ferocious. He, who had cultivated the Tempest Sword art to near the greater mastery stage, had never lost before. Break! Li Fuchen's meteor sword style was already at the perfection stage. Be it the power or the exquisiteness, it was at the extremity of the meteor sword style. In the air, streams of light burst forth. Liao Hailong's wind and thunder sword style was utterly defeated. 3 sword moves couldn't even withstand a single blade from Li Fuchen. At this moment, it showed the importance of an all-round ability. Just slightly suppressing Liao Hailong, Li Fuchen wasn't satisfied. He executed the shadowless leg and came and went without a trace. He didn't execute the wind shadow steps. Even though the wind shadow steps combined with the shadowless leg could increase his speed, it would be lacking in attack power and wasn't as good as the Scarlet Flame Mystic technique. Liao Hailong was careless and got grazed by Li Fuchen's blade on his back. He was wearing a Class 3 demonic beast pelt armor and had a tough physical defense. This blade didn't seriously injure him, but it did affect his condition. Tripart sword style. Li Fuchen circled around Liao Hailong and constantly attacked. His sword style was erratic. Sometimes it was meteor fall, sometimes it was the tripart sword style. Die! Liao Hailong was extremely aggrieved. He swept his black iron sword in a circle. In the air, there was a thunderstorm and the sword presence was oppressive. Without a sound, Li Fuchen's figure was blown away. When he reappeared, Li Fuchen was on the right side of Liao Hailong. Meteor fall. With a swing of the sword light suddenly disappeared, turning into a shooting star and disappearing. The chi protection crumbled and the Class 3 demonic beast pelt armor was penetrated. Liao Hailong spat out a mouthful of fresh blood, suffering a severe internal injury. Meteor fall was too strong. It had extreme lethality and speed. The Class 2 high-tier ironback gorilla almost got its skull pierced by Li Fuchen. Shio! 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 After injuring Liao Hailong with a single blade, Li Fuchen held his breath and consecutively executed 3 meteor fall. 2 of them hit the same spot. The Class 3 demonic beast pelt armor and flesh were instantly penetrated, causing Liao Hailong's face to turn pale. Clang! Li Fuchen repelled Liao Hailong's black iron sword. Now who is the dog? Li Fuchen stood in front of Liao Hailong, coldly staring at him. The 2 inner sect disciples who followed Liao Hailong were stunned. They never expected Liao Hailong to lose. Liao Hailong was an inner sect prodigy and his cultivation level was 2 levels higher than Li Fuchen. Li Fuchen won? Gao Changtian and Wu Qingmei looked at each other in disbelief. They couldn't imagine what stage Li Fuchen's ability had reached. Chen Shiji, Li Fuchen won. Zhao Mingyue's eyes were intense. This was the first time she was so interested in someone. Even if it was Yuan Tian who had a 5-star bone frame, she didn't care about him. In her opinion, even though Yuan Tian had a high chance of progressing to the Heaven Realm, she was still the granddaughter of the inner sect Grand Elder. A Heaven Realm cultivator wasn't worthy of her attention. Unless Yuan Tian could progress to the Reincarnation Realm. A pity, even if he was a 5-star bone frame, he couldn't guarantee that he could progress to the Reincarnation Realm. Looking at the entire Zhonglan sect and the surrounding sects, the Reincarnation Realm was the pinnacle of combat strength. A Reincarnation Realm expert was enough to dominate this land and live a carefree life. That's right. What a surprise. Chen Fanghua stroked the hair on her forehead, her eyes were filled with curiosity. Li Fuchen, you son of A.B***. One day, I will kill you with my own hands and destroy everything you have. Despair. Liao Hailong's face was filled with madness and hatred. Li Fuchen landed a slap on Liao Hailong's face, causing it to swell up. You dare hit me? Do you know who I am? Liao Hailong screamed. But Li Fuchen gave another backhand slap on Liao Hailong's face. Pa, 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 pa. Li Fuchen didn't give Liao Hailong any chance to speak. Slap after slap ruthlessly. Liao Hailong was slapped silly, his eyes glazed over. This too. Everyone who witnessed this scene was in a daze. Domineering, truly domineering. He didn't even want to waste his breath, he slapped him straight away. Damn it, Li Fuchen is too reckless. Liao Hailong is the young master of the ancient Liao clan. His status is even higher than Fang Liahai's. Gao Changtian was well aware of Liao Hailong's background. Otherwise, he wouldn't have swallowed his anger and humiliation. Damn it, he dares to humiliate my clan's young master. He deserves to die, no one can save him. Chapter 112. These two inner sect deacon apprentices were around 40 years old and were at the 9th level of the origin realm. With their speed, they arrived at Li Fuchen's side in a short moment. Jade wave sword style. Soaring sword style. The two of them came at Li Fuchen from the left and right. With Li Fuchen's current cultivation level, he wasn't a match for two 9th level origin realm inner sect deacon apprentices. Myriad blossom sword style. At the crucial moment, Chen Fanghua rushed over and used the Myriad Blossom sword style to break their Jade Wave sword style and Soaring sword style. Chen Shiji, what is the meaning of this? One of them raged. Chen Fanghua replied, don't forget, you two are just inner sect deacon apprentices. Aren't you afraid of being punished by the disciplinary hall? An inner sect deacon apprentice had a lower status than an inner sect disciple. Offending one's superior was a serious violation of the sect rules. The other said, Qin Shiji, you better be clear about one thing. Our Liao clan is one of the ancient clans in the Zhanglan region and Liao Hailong is our young master. Let me advise you, don't get yourself into trouble or you will have to bear the consequences. That's right, offending the Liao clan will not end well. The reason why they dared to kill Li Fuchen was because they had the support of the Liao clan. As one of the ancient clans, the Liao clan had plenty of Earth Realm martial artists and a few Heaven Realm martial artists. They had quite the say in the Zhanglan sect. Chen Fanghua sneered, then I would like to see how your Liao clan is going to deal with me. Do you think your Liao clan can surpass the Zhanglan sect? At this moment, Liao Hailong finally came to his senses. He hysterically said, Li Fuchen, you dare to slap me? Do you know you have committed a grave sin? An unforgivable sin. Kneel down and break both your arms, then you still have a chance to save yourself. If not, no one in this world can save you. And Chen Fanghua, you still have time to scram. If not, I swear you will regret it for the rest of your life. Presumptuous. Chen Fanghua was enraged. She was an 8th level origin realm inner sect disciple and had never been threatened by anyone. Not even the Liao clan. Once she became a direct disciple, even the Liao clan wouldn't dare to touch her. Presumptuous, huh? I have even more presumptuous. I will humiliate you in every possible way. Liao Hailong wasn't afraid of Chen Fanghua at all. In terms of talent, he wasn't any worse than Chen Fanghua. He was confident that he could catch up to Chen Fanghua within a few years. Zhao Mingyue, who was standing next to Chen Fanghua, couldn't hold it in any longer. Her pretty face turned frosty as she asked, Liao Hailong, is your Liao family very powerful? Our Liao clan is naturally powerful, but... Liao Hailong looked at Zhao Mingyue, unable to continue. The Liao clan was ancient and powerful, but there was always a higher mountain. The Zhao clan that Zhao Mingyue belonged to didn't have many members and didn't have a long history. However, Zhao Mingyue's grandfather was an inner sect grand elder and her father was also an inner sect elder. There was also Zhao Wuji, who was one of the top inner sect elders. With the three of them's power and strength, even the Liao clan had to bow down to them. In this world, the background was important, but the background also had to bow to the absolute strength. If a reincarnation realm martial artist came, the sect had to treat him with respect. One person was equivalent to a sect. Why aren't you talking? Isn't your Liao family quite powerful? You can kill whoever you want. Even inner sect disciples aren't worth mentioning. Zhao Mingyue wasn't courteous at all, her words were sharp. Liao Hailong braced himself and said, Zhao Mingyue, I didn't offend you. Why do you have to go against me for an unrelated person? What's going on? Suddenly, a dignified voice sounded. Uncle Zhao. Zhao Mingyue quickly looked over. In midair, Zhao Wuji stood in midair. He smiled and nodded at Zhao Mingyue. Mingyue, tell me about the situation here. Zhao Mingyue pointed at Liao Hailong and the two inner sect deacon apprentices. They are Liao clansmen. Had it not been for Qin Shiji, Li Fuchen would have died in their hands. Furthermore, they even used the Liao clan to bully Qin Shiji. I can't stand it. Liao clan. Zhao Wuji laughed. Elder Zhao, we didn't mean it that way. This piece of sh*t is too despicable. He humiliated our Liao clan's young master. One of the inner sect deacon apprentices explained with a trembling voice. A powerful qi presence was released, forcing the two inner sect deacon apprentices to kneel on the ground. Zhao Wuji spoke word by word. Since when did the life and death of inner sect disciples belong to your Liao clan? Then what is the use of my Zhonglong sect? Is your Liao clan trying to replace the Zhonglong sect? Elder Zhao, please spare our lives. Our Liao clan wouldn't dare. The two inner sect deacon apprentices crumbled. Their expressions were filled with fear and didn't dare to explain anymore. When we return, go to the enforcement hall to receive your punishment. Zhao Wuji spoke indifferently. The two of them kowtowed repeatedly. Liao Hailong lowered his head and clenched his fist tightly. The killing intent in his heart had reached an uncontrollable level. Zhao Wuji might be formidable, but his great-grandfather was one of the top-ranked elders in the inner sect. Of course, he didn't dare to talk back to Zhao Wuji. But that didn't mean he would let Li Fuchen and Qin Fanghua off. Today's humiliation, he shall bear it first. In the future, he would return it 100-fold. Glancing at Liao Hailong, Zhao Wuji said, Your great-grandfather, Elder Liao, is also an important figure. Do not give him any trouble, or else the sect rules will not be merciful. As an inner sect elder, Zhao Wuji had to give some face to Elder Liao. All right, you may all disperse. Zhao Wuji waved his hand and floated away. Just you wait. Giving a venomous look at Li Fuchen and Qin Fanghua, Liao Hailong turned and left. Many thanks to the two of you for your help. After Liao Hailong left, Li Fuchen cupped his fist and thanked Qin Fanghua and Zhao Mingyue. Had it not been for the two of them, he would have lost his life here. He didn't expect the Liao clan to be so brazen and kill an inner sect disciple. At this moment, he felt that he was still too weak. He didn't expect to become a Heaven Realm martial artist within a few years. It was impossible and unrealistic. But he could still become a direct disciple within a few years. Direct disciples were the future pillars of the Zhonglong sect. Anyone who dared to touch a direct disciple would be the same as touching the foundation of the Zhonglong sect and would suffer the wrath of the upper echelons of the Zhonglong sect. Li Fuchen, you have to be careful. Liao Hailong has an uncle, Liao Tianjun, who is also an inner sect disciple and is at the 8th level of the origin realm. For you to bully Liao Hailong like this, his uncle will not let you off. Zhao Mingyue reminded. Ancient clans were terrifying. They had a deep foundation and could constantly produce outstanding talents. Even though Liao Tianjun wasn't a 4-star bone frame and was only a 3-star bone frame, his cultivation time was a few times longer than Li Fuchen's. The current Li Fuchen couldn't deal with Liao Tianjun yet. Liao Tianjun, huh? I got it. Li Fuchen memorized this name. He wasn't worried about Liao Tianjun's revenge. A mere 8th-level origin realm inner sect disciple wasn't worth his worry. Give him another year and Liao Tianjun wouldn't be a problem. Qin Fanghua said, Since I have offended the Liao clan, if there is anything you can't solve, you can look for me. She felt depressed in her heart. Offending the Liao clan wasn't the result she wanted, but she didn't expect the Liao clan to be so arrogant. Stopping them from killing Li Fuchen would result in them bearing a grudge. In her heart, she thought, Li Fuchen, I hope you can still be this demonic in the future. I didn't save your life in vain. Qin Shiji, Today's saving grace will be repaid tenfold in the future. Li Fuchen spoke seriously. Chapter 113. The beast wave didn't just engulf Xianxia town, it also engulfed other towns. In the entire Guangzhou city, the density of demonic beasts was a few times higher than before. Even the normally safe little forest might have a few demonic beasts hiding within. The few of them didn't head to Guangzhou city to trade for demon cores. Within the sect, there were also demon cores that could be traded. The sect was actually equivalent to a city, but this city was filled with experts. 3 Class 2 low-tier demon cores, 2 Class 2 mid-tier demon cores, 1 Class 2 high-tier mutated demon core. A total of 300,000 gold coins. In the trading hall, the 6 demon cores that Li Fuchen obtained from the battlefield of Xianxia town were sold for 300,000 gold coins. Li Shidi, you have made a fortune this time. You should treat us to a meal at the delicacy pavilion. Chen Fanghua suggested. Yes. Zhao Mingyue nodded. Li Fuchen laughed. No problem. The delicacy pavilion was the Tsanglan sect's high-class dining hall. It was similar to the restaurants outside, but the food inside was extremely expensive. A single meal could easily cost up to a few thousand gold coins. If it was extravagant, a single meal could easily cost tens of thousands of gold coins. The Tsanglan sect had 4 delicacy pavilions. 1 for the outer sect, 1 for the inner sect, 1 for the direct disciples, and 1 for the core sect. Inner sect delicacy pavilion. Delicious. The last time I came here, I couldn't forget about it. Now I finally get to eat it again. Chen Fanghua used her chopsticks to pick up a piece of fish and stuffed it into her mouth, her face filled with happiness. Zhao Mingyue ate happily too. Even though she was the granddaughter of the inner sect grand elder, she had always been independent and rarely asked for resources. Looking at the table full of dishes, Li Fuchen finally understood why the delicacy pavilion was so expensive. The ingredients here were all mid-grade, like mid-grade spirit vegetables, second-tier treasure fish, tofu made from mid-grade spirit beans, mid-grade spirit birds, mid-grade spirit bird eggs. One had to know that a second-tier treasure fish that had just been caught was worth 1,000 contribution points per caddy. 10 caddies would be 10,000 contribution points. If it could be converted into gold, then it would be 20,000 gold. Including the processing fees, this treasure fish was worth a total of 21,000 gold. The good thing was that the other mid-grade ingredients were cheaper and only cost a total of 9,000 gold coins. This meal cost Li Fuchen a total of 30,000 gold coins. But Li Fuchen didn't feel any heartache. He was just like the other two, immersed in the process of enjoying the food. The processed mid-grade ingredients were indeed a delicacy of the world. The taste was indescribable. If the food here was compared to delicacies, the food he had eaten before would be tasteless. After the meal, the 3 of them felt their bodies heating up. The higher the grade of the ingredients, the more nourishing they would be. This meal of theirs was equivalent to eating several high-tier yellow-grade dragon tiger pills. It would be strange if their bodies did not heat up. After exiting the delicacy pavilion, the mountain breeze blew, cooling him down a lot. Li Fuchen, you are finally willing to come out. Break one of your arms. Don't test my patience. By the way, I forgot to tell you that I'm Liao Tianjun, Liao Hailong's uncle. 10 meters away from the main entrance of the delicacy pavilion, a stalwart-looking youth stared at Li Fuchen as though he was a dead man. Liao Tianjun, Li Fuchen is my friend. I advise you to leave now. Chen Fanghua spoke coldly. Liao Tianjun looked at Chen Fanghua. Chen Fanghua, are you sure you want to get involved in this? That's right, I'm going to take care of this. Chen Fanghua did not hesitate at all. Liao Tianjun let out a sinister smile. Chen Fanghua, you shouldn't have done this. You could have had a bright and beautiful future. But a pity, because of a lowly ant, you are ruining your future. Maybe you think I am bragging, but in the future, you will know what a wrong decision you have made. Not knowing why, when Chen Fanghua heard Liao Tianjun's words, she felt a chill. Zhao Mingyue couldn't bear to see Liao Tianjun threatening Chen Fanghua. Squinting her eyes, she said, Liao Yun, I am warning you. If you dare to touch Chen Shiji, I will make you pay. Hearing this, Liao Tianjun didn't mind. Who said I am going to touch her? Is talking about breaking the sect rules? How could Zhao Mingyue win against Liao Tianjun in an argument? She was immediately stopped by him. Shifting his gaze back to Li Fuchen, Liao Nanjun spoke with disdain. What? Are you going to hide behind these two women for the rest of your life and be a coward? If you break one of your arms now, I can let bygones be bygones. If not, you will not be able to bear the consequences. Don't think I am joking, I am a very serious person. When Liao Tianjun spoke, he spoke in a refined manner, but gave off the vibe of a venomous snake. Every word carried a chill that could penetrate one's heart. Li Fuchen laughed. Liao Tianjun, if I remember correctly, you are 31 years old this year, right? So what if I am? Do you think I will be too embarrassed to find trouble with you because I am older than you? You are wrong. Liao Tianjun sneered. Li Fuchen shook his head. Give me 1 year. 1 year later, let's have a showdown on the inner sect's Feng Yun stage. The Feng Yun stage was a place for disciples to settle their grudges. Even though the Feng Yun stage prohibited killing, but it was permissible to cripple the other party. The loser was not allowed to take revenge. If the sect found out and took revenge, the loser would be sentenced to death. 1 year? Liao Tianjun sized up Li Fuchen. Li Fuchen's body was like a spear. Under the mountain breeze, he didn't move an inch. Liao Tianjun's eyes were unfathomable and didn't reveal any emotions. Apologies, I don't want to give you even 1 year. Break one of your arms now. They can't be by your side forever. Liao Tianjun shook his head. He was a person who liked to do things he was confident in. 1 year later, there would be too many variables. What's more, why would he give Li Fuchen a year? Liao Tianjun, you are such a coward. You are at the 8th level of the origin realm while Li Fuchen is at the 4th level of the origin realm. You don't even dare to wait for a year. What kind of hero are you? Zhao Mingyue said with disdain. The commotion here attracted the attention of many inner sect disciples. After hearing Zhao Mingyue's words, everyone looked at Liao Tianjun with a strange expression. Liao Tianjun's expression turned ugly. Fine, I will give you 1 year. 1 year later, I will see you at the Feng Yun stage. I will cripple your dantian, break all your limbs and let you spend the rest of your life in bed. I will return the same words to you. Li Fuchen was indifferent and replied. Li Fuchen's calmness almost caused Liao Tianjun to lose control of his emotions. He was always the one in control, but in front of Li Fuchen, he had a passive feeling. No matter what he said, Li Fuchen didn't reveal any emotions. I don't believe that you can improve so much in 1 year. I hope you won't be crying and begging for mercy. Liao Tianjun threw out a statement and left. 1 year later, Liao Xixiang is going to duel with Li Fuchen at the Feng Yun stage? Isn't Li Fuchen being too reckless? Liao Xixiang stepped into the 8th level of the origin realm half a year ago. 1 year later, he might even step into the 9th level of the origin realm. He is indeed a little reckless. Li Fuchen is only at the 4th level of the origin realm. 1 year later, he will at most be at the 6th level of the origin realm. What's more, each level of the martial Dao is harder to advance. Chapter 114. Li Shidi, are you confident 1 year from now? Chen Fanghua looked at Li Fuchen. Liao Tianjun was now at the 8th level of the origin realm. 1 year from now, he would most likely be at the 9th level of the origin realm. If Li Fuchen wanted to defeat Liao Tianjun, he would need to reach the 7th level of the origin realm within a year. If not, there would be no hope. I wouldn't dare to say 100%, but 80% to 90%. Li Fuchen replied. As long as he broke through to the 6th level of the origin realm, he had the confidence to defeat Liao Tianjun. After all, 1 year was enough for him to increase his Scarlet Mystic Flame technique by another rank. Since you are so confident, I am looking forward to the outcome 1 year from now. Chen Fanhua's eyes were filled with splendor. Perhaps this 1 year promise would allow her to understand Li Fuchen's potential. If Li Fuchen could really defeat Liao Tianjun 1 year from now, so what if she offended the Liao clan? She didn't care. Seems like I have to work hard too. I cannot be left too far behind by you. Zhao Mingyue said. After the three of them separated, Li Fuchen went to the martial hall. He had 150,000 contribution points now and reckoned that he should be able to redeem a mystic class, high-tier body refinement technique. A mystic class, high-tier body refinement technique required peak-tier, yellow class, body tempering pills to progress quickly. But it didn't matter without pills, it would just slow down the progress. With pills, and a ridiculously high perception and willpower, 1 or 2 years would be enough to reach completion. Without pills, it might take 10 or 20 years to reach completion. If he had extra contribution points, Li Fuchen intended to redeem some yellow class, low-tier sword art manuals. As the saying goes, the higher the level of the martial arts, the higher the requirement for one's foundation. Only with a solid foundation could one cultivate higher-tier martial arts. If not, even if a high-tier martial art was presented to you, you would only be able to learn the basics. Arriving at the martial hall, Li Fuchen first went to the body refinement technique section. Silver Dipper Body, Mystic Class, High-Tier Body Refinement Technique. At completion, 35,000 kilograms of physical strength. 160,000 contribution points. Gold Battle Body, Mystic Class, High-Tier Body Refinement Technique. At completion, 36,000 kilograms of physical strength. 170,000 contribution points. Blood Concealment Body Refinement Art, Profound Level High Rank Body Refinement Art. When cultivated to perfection, one will possess a strength of 40,000 jin, worth 200,000 contribution points. Without any hesitation, Li Fuchen chose the hidden blood body technique. Either he didn't choose, or he chose the strongest. In addition, the hidden blood body refinement technique was slightly less reliant on body tempering pills than other body tempering techniques. Because Li Fuchen was a first-grade inner sect disciple, he had a 30% discount. 200,000 contribution points, he only had to pay 140,000 contribution points. After some consideration, Li Fuchen spent another 2,000 contribution points to redeem 100 yellow class, low-tier sword art manuals. He wanted to see how long it would take for him to train a low-tier yellow-class sword technique to the trance stage. 100 sword art manuals? The martial arts great hall elder fumed with rage. Yes. Li Fuchen nodded. Although the foundation is important, you can't be impatient to improve. Otherwise, you will drag down your progress and easily get stuck in a dead end, the martial arts hall elder reminded. Li Fuchen replied seriously, Elder, I understand. I just want to give it a try. The martial arts hall elder didn't say anything and looked at the hidden blood body technique manual. He continued, to cultivate a body tempering technique, it requires a large amount of body tempering pills. If you have demonic beast blood essence, the effects will be even better. Of course, demonic beast blood essence contains evil qi. If you cannot refine the evil qi, consuming it will be harmful. You can give it a try first. Demonic beast blood essence? Li Fuchen raised his brows. He didn't know that demonic beast blood essence could replace body tempering pills. If he knew, he would have gathered enough demonic beast blood essence from the battlefield of Xianxia town. But what Li Fuchen didn't know was that demonic beast blood essence wasn't something that could be easily gathered. Refining demonic beast blood essence was a skill that required one to be at least at the Earth realm to barely do it. Exiting the martial arts hall, Li Fuchen headed towards the resource hall. Class 1 Demonic Beast Blood Essence, 20,000 gold coins for a small bottle. Class 2 Demonic Beast Blood Essence, 200,000 gold coins for a small bottle. Class 3 Demonic Beast Blood Essence, 2 million gold coins for a small bottle. Arriving at the resource hall, Li Fuchen saw the price of the demonic beast blood essence. After some understanding, Li Fuchen realized that demonic beast blood essence wasn't expensive at all. All the small bottles were of the same size, with a small bottle containing 100 drops of demonic beast blood essence. A single drop of Class 1 demonic beast blood essence was far more effective than a single mid-tier, yellow class body tempering pill. But a single body tempering pill was worth around 500 gold coins, while a single drop of Class 1 Demonic Beast Blood Essence was only 200 gold coins. Class 1 Demonic Beast Blood Essence is useless to me. Only Class 2 Demonic Beast Blood Essence is useful. Class 2 Demonic Beast Blood Essence was far more effective than a high-tier, yellow Class Dragon Tiger Pill. It was almost on par with a peak-tier, yellow Class Body Tempering Pill. What's more, a single drop was only 2,000 gold coins. It was practically free. Hesitating for a moment, Li Fuchen purchased a small bottle of Class 2 Demonic Beast Blood Essence. After a 30% discount, it was 140,000 gold coins. He wanted to see how effective a Class 2 Demonic Beast Blood Essence was, and if it really surpassed the Dragon Tiger Pill. Returning to his courtyard, Li Fuchen consumed a drop of Class 2 Demonic Beast Blood Essence. Li Fuchen felt as though he heard the angry roar of a demonic beast. Caught off guard, Li Fuchen's heart started to race. Such an intense evil qi. Li Fuchen was shocked. How could he have known that a Class 2 low-tier demonic beast could only produce 2 to 3 drops of blood essence? Class 2 mid-tier demonic beasts could produce 5 to 6 drops, and Class 2 high-tier demonic beasts could only produce 10 drops. This small bottle of Class 2 demonic beast blood essence was the sum of a few dozen Class 2 low-tier demonic beasts. With so many types of demonic beast blood essence mixed together, the evil qi was unimaginably intense. Those without a firm will shouldn't consume too much of it, or they would go insane and go berserk. After refining a drop of Class 2 demonic beast blood essence, Li Fuchen slowly opened his eyes. The effect is about 3 times that of the Dragon Tiger Pill. But refining this evil qi requires time, which would delay my cultivation speed. Li Fuchen thought to himself. Laughing bitterly, Li Fuchen muttered to himself, "It is probably because of the evil qi that the demonic beast blood essence is so cheap. Without the evil qi, a small bottle of Class 2 demonic beast blood essence wouldn't be 200,000 gold coins, but 600,000 gold coins. Forget it, I didn't expect to cultivate the hidden blood body technique to the completion stage, as long as I can improve." Li Fuchen only carried the hidden blood body technique for practice. His true focus was still on sword arts. Yellow class sword arts were foundation sword arts. Mystic class sword arts were sword arts that contained mysticism. If one could comprehend a mystic class sword art to the trance stage, one would be able to produce sword intent. A sword art that contained sword intent would be several fold stronger than a sword art that didn't contain sword intent. Be it speed or power, they would all reach an inconceivable level. On the first day, Li Fuchen took out a yellow class, low-tier sword art manual and started cultivating. 5 days passed. The willow sword art reached the trance stage. On the 6th day, Li Fuchen chose a yellow class, low-tier sword art manual called Casual Cleave. It took him another 5 days to reach the trance stage. Chapter 115. 1 month later, Li Fuchen had cultivated a total of 6 yellow class, low-tier sword arts to the trance stage. This speed was enough to shock the world. Even though yellow class, low-tier sword arts were the most basic of the basic sword arts, they still contain the essence of the sword Dao. Like the horsetail willow sword, it was a soft sword that could be slashed at any time. Within a limited space, it could bring out the full potential of the slash. It wasn't difficult to cultivate a yellow class, low-tier sword art to the sub-perfection stage. But to fuse it with one's own understanding of the sword Dao to reach the trance stage, the difficulty would increase by a few folds or even 10 folds. If one wasn't a prodigy, it would take a month, a year, or even a few years to cultivate a yellow class, low-tier sword art to the trance stage. Those who were slow would never be able to cultivate a yellow class, low-tier sword art to the trance stage. This wasn't something that could be solved with time. In the first month, Li Fuchen cultivated 6 yellow class, low-tier sword arts to the trance stage. In the second month, it was 7. In the third month, it was 9, and in the fourth month, it was 12. The further he progressed, the faster Li Fuchen's comprehension speed became. Split. His body skimmed past the fine iron ore, and in the instant he passed it, Li Fuchen drew his black iron sword. Without even looking, he slashed at the fine iron ore behind him. This slash was much stronger than a regular slash. A hole was formed on the fine iron ore, sending shards of rocks flying. Landing on the ground, he stood straight and slowly sheathed his sword. Li Fuchen let out a breath of turbid air and thought to himself, there are tens of thousands of sword arts, but the core of all of them are the same. It is all about maximizing the speed, skill, and power of the sword art. Another month passed. This month, Li Fuchen cultivated a total of 18 yellow class, low-tier sword arts to the trance stage. It was 6 more than last month. At the same time, Li Fuchen's cultivation naturally broke through to the 5th level of the origin realm. But Li Fuchen knew that his cultivation speed wasn't considered fast. Those prodigies from his batch had already reached the 5th level of the origin realm. Especially Yuan Tian, who had already broken through to the 6th level of the origin realm 2 months ago. Those with superior bone frames would have a greater advantage in the later stages of cultivation. With his astounding perception, Li Fuchen's cultivation speed was on par with a 4-star bone frame. But compared to a 5-star bone frame, it was still lacking. According to the Azure Water sect's historical records, 5-star bone frames would normally break through to the Earth realm at the age of 22. 4-star bone frames would normally break through to the Earth realm at the age of 25, a difference of around 3 years. Of course, for the same 4-star bone frame, depending on the difference in perception, the time taken to break through to the Earth realm would be different. The fastest would be at the age of 21 or 22, which was equivalent to a 5-star bone frame. However, the Zhonglan sect's 5-star bone frame breakthrough record was at the age of 18. This record had not been broken for decades. Li Fuchen had a good attitude. He didn't need to compare himself with others. His only opponent was himself. As long as he surpassed one limit after another, he firmly believed that he would be able to reach the pinnacle of martial arts and look down on the universe. Inner Sect Cafeteria. Senior Brother Yu Wen, congratulations on defeating Senior Brother Tai Feng. Tai Feng Xixiang is at the 8th level of the origin realm, but he still couldn't withstand 100 moves from Yuan Xixiang. Maybe in less than a year, Yuan Xixiang will become one of the top 10 Inner Sect disciples. At a dining table, 2 Inner Sect disciples were having a meal with Yuan Tian. The 2 of them were praising Yuan Tian. Yuan Tian's expression didn't change. Defeating Tai Feng isn't much. He is just a 3rd-grade Inner Sect disciple. You can't say that. Not everyone can cross 2 levels to defeat Tai Feng Xixiang. In the entire Inner Sect, there wouldn't be more than 10 who can do it. That's right. Tai Feng Xixiang has been an Inner Sect disciple for more than a decade. He has accumulated a lot of experience and isn't just any regular 8th-level origin realm martial artist. Alright, Yuan Xixiang, have you heard of the Inner Sect disciple named Li Fuchen and Liao Tianjun Xixiang having a 1-year appointment? Overestimating himself. Mentioning Li Fuchen, Yuan Tian's eyes flashed with a cold light. He was a prideful person. Losing to Li Fuchen was a thorn in his heart. Every time he thought about it, he would lose control of his mind. The 2 of them observed Yuan Tian's expression and knew he wasn't happy. One of them mocked Li Fuchen, overestimating himself. Liao Tianjun Xixiang is a 2nd-grade Inner Sect disciple and his cultivation level is 4 levels higher than Li Fuchen. Who does he think he is? Even Sword Maniac Xixiang couldn't cross 4 levels to defeat a 2nd-grade Inner Sect disciple when he was at the origin realm. Blindly arrogant will only bring about one's own destruction. The Feng Yun stage isn't a good place. The 2 of them severely belittled Li Fuchen. I hope his injuries aren't too severe on the Feng Yun stage. If not, I will lose a lot of fun. Even though he lost to Li Fuchen, Yuan Tian still didn't put Li Fuchen in his eyes. He had a 5-star bone frame and his cultivation was progressing at a rapid pace. This gap would only get bigger and bigger. In just a few years' time, he and Li Fuchen would no longer have any interactions. After all, he would be an Earth Realm martial artist in a few years' time. Why would an Earth Realm martial artist have any interactions with an Origin Realm martial artist? 7th month, Li Fuchen had comprehended 26 yellow class, low-tier sword arts. Close to 1 sword art a day. At the end of the 8th month, Li Fuchen had redeemed 100 yellow class, low-tier sword arts. All of them had been comprehended to the trance stage. 100 sword arts were created by 100 individuals. It was considered 100 sword arts. At this moment, Li Fuchen felt as though 100 individuals were executing sword arts in his mind. An indescribable thing was growing and growing. Break! In the courtyard, Li Fuchen wielded the black iron sword and with a simple thrust, he thrust at the fine iron ore. Buzz! A mystical chi presence was emitted. This thrust of Li Fuchen's was obviously just a simple thrust, but it gave off a feeling of myriad changes. If someone was to fight with Li Fuchen now, there was a high chance that they would make a mistake in judgment. Crackle! The fine pieces of the fine iron ore sputtered in a spiral shape. A nearly perfect hole appeared on the iron ore that was the height of a human. The sword moves with the heart moves with the sword. With the sword and heart as one, nothing can stop it. Li Fuchen had a flash of enlightenment in his mind. 1 day passed. 2 days passed. Li Fuchen was still immersed in this mystical state. At the start of the 9th month, Li Fuchen began to practice the meteor sword style. Unsure if it was Li Fuchen's illusion, he felt that his meteor sword style had come alive and had its own breath. And even though it was just a single sword move, meteor fall, it had evolved into countless possibilities. Just like a meteor shower, with countless meteors. Each meteor might look similar, but their final destination was entirely different. Pu on the fine iron ore, a stream of light burst forth and holes appeared. Break! As the countless streams of light faded, the last stream of light appeared. The speed of this stream of light had reached a limit. It was so fast that it seemed to be fixed in time. A beautiful and shocking sound echoed. The fine iron ore was penetrated by the sword. Due to the extreme speed of the sword, it wasn't fine pieces of ore that sputtered, but powder. Chapter 116. Sword Intent. Li Fuchen's eyes flashed with a terrifying radiance. In that instant, all the sword arts that he had learnt were infused into Meteor Fall, giving it a unique life force. And this life force was exactly Sword Intent. Of course, this Sword Intent was still very weak, just like a budding seed that had yet to grow. But it was already very strong. Terrifyingly strong. Li Fuchen didn't know that a slight adjustment to the Meteor Fall would allow the sword move to burst out with a power that was several times stronger. It was simply unimaginable. Sword Intent may be the essence of the Sword Dao. A complete Sword Dao contains countless Sword Intents. When all these Sword Intents are fused together, it becomes the ultimate Sword Dao. Li Fuchen's mind flashed with a bold idea. As the days passed, Li Fuchen's Meteor Fall Sword Intent was perfected. With a swing of the blade, without any change in force, the sword's speed would at least double. With the same amount of force, the sword's speed would increase by at least 3 folds. Middle of the 10th month, on the fake mountain in the middle of the courtyard. Li Fuchen sat cross-legged, his body emitting a fiery chi presence. After 10 months, the Scarlet Flame Mystic Technique finally showed signs of a breakthrough. If the Scarlet Flame Mystic Technique broke through again, it would be at the 14th rank. No matter what technique, the last 3 ranks were of utmost importance. With every increase in rank, one's combat ability would greatly increase. It was the same for the 13th rank, and even more so for the 14th rank. The blazing sun hung high in the sky. Li Fuchen's chi presence was getting increasingly fiery. After an unknown period of time, Li Fuchen's body suddenly emitted a layer of chi flames. That's right, it was chi flames. Previously, when Li Fuchen's chi was exposed, his chi protection was just like a flame, but it wasn't at the level of chi flames. Now that he had broken through to the 14th rank, his chi had a qualitative change. It was even more significant than advancing from the 4th level to the 5th level of the origin realm. Boom! The chi flames intensified by a few folds. Li Fuchen's entire body became a flaming man. The surging chi flames rushed into the sky, blowing away all the debris within a few meters radius. Such a strong burst strength. Li Fuchen's eyes were flashing with passion. He could feel that his burst strength had increased by a few folds. He was now an Origin Realm martial artist and not a Qi Realm martial artist. An Origin Realm martial artist's explosive strength was extremely terrifying. There is less than 2 months left. I wonder how is Li Fuchen's strength progress? The 1-year promise was gradually approaching, and it affected many people's hearts. Among them, Chen Fenghua was the most concerned. If Li Fuchen could really defeat Liao Tianjun, it would prove that Li Fuchen's potential was definitely at the demonic class and not just a normal bone frame. Of course, even if Li Fuchen didn't defeat Liao Tianjun, it didn't mean that Li Fuchen's potential was lacking. After all, Li Fuchen had only been an inner sect disciple for 3 years. Li Fuchen, my grandfather will be watching this match personally. I hope you don't disappoint my grandfather. That day when Li Fuchen and Liao Tianjun agreed on the 1-year pact, Zhao Mingyue informed the inner sect Grand Elder, Zhao Tianda, about it. Zhao Tianda was interested in Li Fuchen's normal bone frame and decided to take a look himself. In a spacious courtyard in the inner sect. Li Fuchen, wait for your death. Liao Tianjun laughed heartily. Just today, he had broken through to the 9th level of the Origin Realm. At first, he was a little worried that there would be variables. But now, he wasn't worried at all. Even if Li Fuchen were to advance 2 levels in a year, he still had the confidence to defeat Li Fuchen. The difference of 3 levels wasn't something that could be easily overcome. Li Fuchen, you shouldn't have offended my Liao clan. Offend me, Liao Tianjun. I will break all your limbs, cripple your dantian, and let you live in agony for the rest of your life. Those who go against my Liao clan will never have a good ending. Liao Tianjun was confident and had a sinister expression on his face. After the Scarlet Mystic Flame technique broke through to the 14th rank, Li Fuchen's absorption speed of heaven and earth energy increased by several folds. It was as though his dantian was hiding a furnace. No matter how much heaven and earth energy entered his body, it would be quickly converted into scarlet fire qi by the furnace. What's more, Li Fuchen could faintly feel a surge of energy being born. This energy was similar to sword intent, but it was more reserved and violent. Li Fuchen knew that this was scarlet fire intent. Mystic class martial arts, when cultivated to the extremity, would give birth to intent. Mystic class sword arts were sword intent. Mystic class fist arts were fist intent. But for mystic class techniques, it was technique intent. In fact, no matter what technique was cultivated or what rank the technique was at, the martial artist would always feel the existence of technique intent. But this technique intent didn't provide any substantial help to the martial artist. Only when a mystic class technique broke through to the highest rank would the martial artist truly experience the benefits of technique intent. For example, when a cultivation technique was of a low grade or rank, the technique intent was just a fetus. Only when a mystic class technique broke through to the highest rank would the fetus turn into a human and allow the technique's power to increase exponentially. I wonder what kind of power the 15th rank of the Scarlet Mystic Flame technique would have. Li Fuchen had an intense anticipation towards the true Scarlet Fire intent. The Scarlet Mystic Flame technique was a mystic class, mid-tier technique. The Scarlet Fire intent that was born should be much stronger and more fearsome than the Meteor Sword intent. Most importantly, to cultivate a mystic class sword art, it required a certain level of sword Dao foundation. But mystic class techniques didn't have this problem. From the first rank, mystic class techniques were already in the process of developing technique intent. It required a gradual process. On the 11th month, Li Fuchen had complete mastery of the Meteor Sword intent. The advantage of having complete mastery of the Meteor Sword intent was that he could execute the Meteor Sword style as he wished. It wasn't like the beginning where he could only release it but not retract it. Once it was executed, the opponent would surely die. On the 12th month, Li Fuchen broke through from the 5th level of the Origin Realm to the 6th level of the Origin Realm. Originally, Li Fuchen wouldn't have been able to break through so quickly. The Origin Realm, each level was harder than the previous. At the Origin Realm, other than the 4-star and 5-star bone frames, no one could break this rule. Especially Li Fuchen, who had a normal bone frame. Luckily, Li Fuchen's perception made up for his lack of bone frame. After becoming an inner sect disciple for less than 3 years, his Scarlet Mystic Flame technique broke through from the 9th rank to the 14th rank. The increase in rank of his technique was the same as increasing his bone frame's star grade in a short period of time. At least it was so up until now. But Li Fuchen knew that his cultivation speed was closely related to the increase in rank of his technique. When the Scarlet Mystic Flame technique was at the highest rank, it wouldn't take long before he would need to switch to a higher rank technique. If he didn't have a higher level cultivation method for him to display his skills, then his cultivation speed would gradually slow down. By the time those who had better bone frames than him cultivated their profound level middle tier cultivation method to the highest realm, his cultivation speed would be several times slower than them, maybe even 10 times slower. Without bone frame, the path of perception was destined to be a path of improvement. Chapter 117. 1 year was up and it was the appointed time for Li Fuchen and Liao Tianjun. On this day, there were plenty of inner sect disciples gathered around the Feng Yun stage. Most of them were here to spectate the duel between Li Fuchen and Liao Tianjun. There was also a small portion who came to spectate the duels of other inner sect disciples. The Feng Yun stage was a square platform made of white jade. It was 10 meters tall and 100 meters long. It was rumored that the Feng Yun stage was reinforced with a sturdy array. Even an Earth Realm martial artist wouldn't be able to damage it. On the Feng Yun stage, 2 inner sect disciples were in the midst of a duel. Zhou Xiaoyan, you snatched my childhood sweetheart. I will not let you live under the same sky as me. Today, either you or I will be crippled. Zhang Xiaohai, do you think you are worthy of Wang Li Shimi? Since you don't know your place, then I shall let you know what it means to have no way out. The battle between the 2 inner sect disciples was extremely intense. The inner sect disciple named Zhang Xiaohai had blood on his cheek, which was left with a cut. Zhang Xiaohai's sword presence burst forth as he used the soaring sword style to attack the inner sect disciple named Zhou Xiaotian. This soaring sword style was obviously at the completion stage. In a single move, the sword light was erratic and chilling, as though dozens of swords were attacking Zhou Xiaoyan at the same time. Zhang Xiaohai, no wonder you dare to challenge me. It turns out that you have cultivated the Soaring Heavens sword skill to near major completion. Unfortunately, my Soaring Cloud Killing Slash is also near major completion. Break for me. Zhou Xiaotian let out a long howl as his sword light was like a waterfall, piercing through the sky and slicing apart Zhang Xiaohai's sword presence. Kacha! An arm fell off and was turned into a mist of blood by the sword light. Zhang Xiaohai let out a miserable cry and fell to the ground. He looked at Zhou Xiaotian with a twisted expression. Zhou Xiaotian's cultivation level was higher than his by 1 level. He thought that with his sword skills at the completion stage, he would be able to fight with Zhou Xiaotian to a draw. This was the result he wanted. As for defeating Zhou Xiaotian, he didn't have much confidence. But the heavens were blind and couldn't even fulfill this small wish of his. Pointing his black iron sword at Zhang Xiaohai, Zhou Xiaoyan laughed sinisterly. Don't think I will let you off just because you lost an arm. Don't worry, I will slowly sever your tendons and cripple your dantian. Then you will never be able to cultivate again. Before going on the Feng Yun stage, both sides had signed the Feng Yun agreement. If the opponent wasn't killed, the loser would be dealt with. For the Feng Tian, there Warrens Tian and Li, Feng Yun and Li Fuchen, the Feng Yun stage was Tian had was. Of course, the other party had to agree first. If the other party did not agree, no one could force him to go up. Feng of Xiao Xiao Futian. With a shake of the black iron sword, Zhou Xiaotian cut off one of Zhang Xiaohai's tendons. Zhang Xiaohai's face turned pale from the pain, and a trace of fear appeared on his face. Senior brother Zhou, forget it. He is already half crippled and will no longer have the ability to challenge you in the future. Below the stage, a pretty female inner sect disciple with a round but said lightly, "Since junior sister Wang Li has spoken, I will let you go. Zhang Xiaohai, take revenge on me in your next life." Ha! Zhou Shan laughed and jumped off the Feng Yun stage in high spirits. Zhang Xiaohai's eyes dimmed and he was sent off by an inner sect deacon. What a pity! His childhood friend was snatched away, and his arm and leg tendons were severed. His life is basically over. How can the Feng Yun stage be taken lightly? Between the two of them, one will be crippled. That childhood sweetheart of his is really something. She actually got together with Zhou Xiaotian. I heard that someone saw them doing it in the woods. That butt is so white and big. Is there such a thing? When Zhou Xiaotian is bored, we might have a chance to play. The inner sect disciples below the stage were gossiping, and their words were filthy. Although the duel was over, most people didn't leave. This caused those who didn't know to look at each other in dismay. There was still a duel on the Feng Yun stage? That was the only explanation. Senior brother, who will be fighting on the Feng Yun stage next? One of them couldn't help but ask. The inner sect disciple who was questioned replied with astonishment, "Don't you know? Today is the day of Liao Tianjun Xixiang and Li Fuchen's duel. They should be here soon." Liao Tianjun Xixiang. Tistete, I heard that Liao Tianjun Xixiang progressed to the 9th level of the origin realm. This Li Fuchen is overestimating himself. Interesting. First it was Zhang Xiaohai, now it is Li Fuchen. These two are destined to be tragic characters. Almost no one thought highly of Li Fuchen, as the difference was too great. Zhang Xiaohai and Zhou Xiaotian were only one level apart, yet he lost an arm and a leg tendon. Li Fuchen and Liao Tianjun were at least 4 levels apart. They didn't think that Li Fuchen could advance 2 levels within a year. Wang Li Shimi, there are too many reckless people these days. I thought there was only one Zhang Xiaohai this year. Who would have thought there would be another Li Fuchen? Zhou Xiaotian couldn't help but sneer when he found out about the duel between Liao Tianjun and Li Fuchen. The female inner sect disciple named Wang Li said, I heard that this Li Fuchen once defeated Yuan Tian in the outer sect and became the outer sect's #1 disciple. Maybe he has some tricks up his sleeve. Zhou Xiaotian secretly caressed Wang Li's butt and was rewarded with a roll of her eyes. He grinned and said, times have changed. I admit that he is strong in the same realm, but that is the Qi realm. Now that he is at the origin realm, everything is different. Let alone the fact that he isn't a match for Liao Tianjun, even if it is Yuan Tian, Li Fuchen wouldn't be a match for him. Yuan Tian was a 5-star bone frame after all. News of him spread very quickly. For months ago, Yuan Tian had already progressed to the 7th level of the origin realm. He was probably not far from the 8th level of the origin realm. It seems like this Li Fuchen is overestimating himself. Wang Li was speechless. She didn't understand why there were so many people who didn't know their own limits. Zhang Xiaohai was like this, Li Fuchen was like this. Look, Liao Tianjun is here. Liao Hailong is here too. That is Elder Liao Tianyun, right? Someone with sharp eyes immediately saw 3 people walking over from not far away. They were Liao Tianjun, Liao Hailong, and a middle-aged man who was about 50 years old. He looked similar to Liao Tianjun and was an inner sect elder. Liao Tianyun, inner sect elder, 2nd level of the heaven realm. Uncle Tianjun, on the Feng Yun stage, don't hold back. Liao Hailong spoke viciously. Liao Tianjun gave a conceited smile. Don't worry, I won't hold back. Those who offend my Liao clan shall all go to hell. This Li Fuchen, I will let him have a taste of the most terrifying things in this world. I will let him live in fear and inferiority for the rest of his life, living in the shadow of our Liao clan. At the side, the imposing Liao Tianyun said, do not harm his life, in case he brings trouble to the Liao clan. Father, but Liao Tianjun nodded. Why isn't this Li Fuchen here yet? Could he be afraid and regretting it? It isn't impossible. Since he didn't sign the contract, it doesn't count. If that is the case, I will mock him every time I see him. Welcome to Legends of Cultivation, audiobooks, where we bring ancient fantasy to life through storytelling. Follow the rise of heroes who defy fate, unlock mystical powers, and battle across celestial realms. Our audiobooks are crafted for fans of Chinese cultivation novels, filled with battles, breakthroughs, and legendary artifacts. Subscribe and be part of an unforgettable journey into the realm of immortality.